Good morning, everybody. What's up? Welcome back to Hanging with the Chads. I'm Chad Springer, and I'm riding shotgun with the greatest tag team partner of all time, Mr. Chad Boudreaux. How the hell are you doing this morning, Boudreaux?
Oh, I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm here. I'm above ground and breathing. It was been a long week. Very good week, actually. Thank you, EA Sports, again. Thank you, EA Sports, for having NCAA football come out. I have been playing the ever loving crap out of that game. I've probably got about 70 hours logged this week, and not as much as some people, but look, man, I'm loving Team Builder. I'm loving the game. I'm having a lot of fun. I created my college on there. We're a freaking powerhouse in my dynasty now, baby. So we're just rocking and rolling. Shout out to Top College on that. But doing good. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Like I know you guys have been playing that, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting until when the announcement came out that they're gonna do baseball. You know,
Oh,
I can't wait, man. Baseball's the one where I'm gonna be killing it. But
you're
yeah,
gonna be waiting about 2 years though.
I know. Yeah, I know. I
There,
play honestly, and just because it came out this week, I pulled out the PlayStation. I started playing 25 just to play, just to be out there. But yeah, I wasn't
hey,
about to spend $70 on a new game yet.
hey, you know what? You should come play me in Diamond Dynasty. My Diamond Dynasty team pretty stacked on MLB The Show. I've been look at my hours. If you when you go look at my profile, look at my hours. I got like 400 hours on MLB The Show, and the game's only been out for like 2 damn months. So
Right.
I have played the crap out of that, and here we are. We're officially in July, and that means the countdown is on to a brand new school year, new team, same mission. But first, let's hit some major headlines. I know you've had a very rough week coming out of your F1 area. So let's break some news down. What happened in F1 this week?
Oh man, Christian Horner is out. He's out of Red Bull. That was a shock. He's been at Red Bull for 20 years. Honestly, I thought it was going to happen last year when all the stuff came out about the sexting and all the things that he was doing.
Yeah.
Um, and then especially when Max's dad was all against him and told the rumor was saying that he needed to go or Max was going to leave. Um, I think a lot of it actually has to do with just the fact that there's no second driver with Red Bull right now. I mean, Max is struggling, but it's not because of Max; it's because of the car. But they can't find a second driver. Um, Once Checo was gone, it was like it's been fire after fire. Somebody gets demoted back to the Racing Bulls. Somebody from Racing Bulls gets promoted up to Red Bull. So I think that I think the head honcho at Red Bull got tired of it because they're known for being the premier sports entertainment type of thing. And so they had enough of it, and they needed something to change. So it's to be interesting to see. They brought in Racing Bulls uh, head guy, their team principal, put him with Red Bull. The guy's been successful everywhere he's been, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they move forward from it. It'll be interesting to see if Max stays. He's on contract till 2028, but there is a clause that he can leave. So it'll be weird to see if or interesting to see if he's going to live up to that and or live up to his contract.
I mean, if he wanted the boss man gone last year, wouldn't that mean he wanted to stay though? Now.
Yeah, I don't know if Max wanted him to leave. I think his dad just
Yeah.
wanted him to leave because his dad thought it was a big distraction, everything going on. Um, Max is one where he can compartmentalize everything that's going on and just concentrate on driving. I mean,
Hmm.
he won't even. There's things like times when the whole 19 other drivers went out to the premiere of the F1 movie. Max didn't go. He stayed home and went in a simulator. And then
Hmm.
Max just loves driving. So I don't know if Max wanted Christian to leave or not, but it's going to be interesting for the rest of the season to see what happens. And then if Red Bull's going to make any more changes for next year.
Speaking of that one movie, have you seen that movie yet?
I have not. I'm not a big. I don't go to movie theaters that often. I wait till it comes out streaming.
That's good. That's good, clause. It'll probably be on HBO Max real soon. I, however, am a movie guy. I only go to the movies every so often, and I can tell you right now, the next movie that I am going to go see is on April the 17th, which is a Sunday at 1 p.m. It is the 35th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I will be there. I will sneak in some pizza and I will be enjoying my time. With that, I am a huge Ninja Turtle fan, and we are going to rock and roll with that. So, speaking of rocking and rolling, hey, we got the All-Star game this week for the MLB. We got the Home Run Derby. We got the All-Star game. Our boy Paul Skeens is the National League starter, which is outrageous in a good way, not in a bad way. I'm a firm believer he needs to get the hell out of Pittsburgh. How's the dude got a 1.6 ERA in his last like 20 starts and only got like one win? You know, that's outrageous. And I know it's more than one win. I'm just over exaggerating. It's crazy to think about, you know, this guy literally just became, you know, a true starter a year ago, you know, a little bit over a year ago. And look at him. He's taken the league by storm. You know, and on the other side, you have Tarek from Detroit starting the game. But, you know, what are your thoughts about this All-Star game coming up?
I think it's going to be interesting. I honestly think they need to go back to where you wear your team jerseys instead of wearing the All-Star jerseys.
They are doing that this year. They are doing that this
year.
Good,
because that's what it needs to be. It needs to be team jerseys, man. That's when it was fun, man. You get to watch all the different jerseys out there. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Skeens does need to get out of there, or they need to do something up there to keep him, because in the past 2 months, like you're talking about, his ERA is a 1.6, and yeah, he's got one win in the past 2 months. Like that should not happen. When you're gassing it like that, you get no support whatsoever. It's bad for him. He's got the league leading in the ERA by a lot, and he's just he can't win because he has no support. So yeah, I think there's something needs to happen in Pittsburgh. As far as the All-Star game though, like, man, I'm excited for it. I love baseball. As you can see right behind me now, I have a bunch of balls.
I still want that A-Rod ball. I will buy it from you. I'll give you
yeah, not gonna happen, but
come on, man,
but no,
the A-Rod ball.
But yeah, so I mean, the All-Star game's always fun for me. I love watching just the guys go out there and compete. So yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love the Home Run Derby. I can't wait to watch the Home Run Derby. That will be taking place tomorrow. The MLB draft is today, so that's going to be real interesting. But quickly back to Paul Skeens. He started 20 games this year. His record is 4-8. He has a 4.8 WAR. He has a 2.01 ERA. Right? Then this man has a 0.93 whip. He's pitched 121 innings, and he has 131 Ks to 30 walks. So he's a 4.4 Cato ball person. He's only allowed 82 hits, 30 total runs, and 27 of them was earned runs. His career ERA is 1.98 in 43 starts. He's 15-11. So he's only got the decision and right at a little bit half of the time.
Yeah.
Like he needs the Pirates are screwing this up, man. They're going to screw around because they're going to be like, oh, we got him for 5 years, blah, blah, blah. They're going to screw around and they're not going to get rid of him. They're going to let him walk. He's going to go somewhere like the Yankees or the Dodgers, get paid $600 million, and the Pirates are just going to be sitting there twiddling their thumbs again. So I was looking on like Bleacher Report this week, and they're talking about like hypothetical trade packages. Like there's like Detroit was sending them like Max Clark and another player. Like think if the MLB would actually be allowed to trade draft picks.
Right.
How many first-round draft picks would you give up for Paul Skeens?
Right now?
Because you're a Twins fan. You're a Twins fan.
I'm a Twins fan, yeah.
If you want Paul Skeens, how many first-round draft picks are your 20s giving up?
Dude, I'm not going to say like I would do what the Saints did back in the day, but I would definitely give up at least the next – honestly, I'd give up 3 years. 3 years first round.
Yeah, crazy.
Easy. Because I mean, honestly, like somebody like the Twins, like that puts them, especially with the way the Yankees are struggling right now, which we need to talk about that. Like, what happened to the Yankees?
Hey,
That's wild. But yeah, like with that can because that would absolutely change that organization. You put in a Paul Skeens, it'll be like what they did. Granted, they weren't able to win the World Series, but they were so competitive and so dominant in the early 2000s. And it was because they had a good staff with one leader, and then they had good hitting behind them with Joe Mauer and all them behind them. So I think if you get a team that's right there, almost over the hump, and like that, honestly, Pittsburgh needs to look at that because if they're not looking at building more, because right now it doesn't seem like they're building at all, they're just letting schemes die. Like they need to look and see one of these. Like you don't want to give it if you give it to a New York or like the Yankees or the Dodgers, you pretty much set them that they're going to dominate the league for the next God knows how long. But if
yeah.
you put in like one of these mid-range teams that are just about over that hump and put a package together for them, the Pittsburgh really needs to look at that.
Yeah, man, it's outrageous. I'm a Rangers fan. Uh, I'd give up Kumar. I'd give up Wynn. I'd give up a couple of first round picks. Hell, I'd probably, you know, I wouldn't want to give up Evan Carter at all, and obviously I wouldn't want to give up my hometown boy Corey Seager. But I would definitely give up some things to try and get him, Mr. Skeens, that is, and shout out to the home run derby participants. I think that's my favorite part uh, of the entire All-Star weekend, especially with these new rules they have, and the stats on these hits that they automatically have up. You got Mr. James Wood in there from the Nationals. You got O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates. You got Cal Raleigh from the Mariners, North Carolina boy right there. Then you got Matt Olson, who's replacing Acuna from the Braves. So, he's going to get a little hometown love. You got Jazz Chisholm Jr., who actually got in, Junior Caminero from the Rays. Then you got Brett Rooker for the A's. And rounding out the entire list, you have Mr. Cycle Man himself yesterday, your 20 boy, Mr. Byron Buxton. Hey, I like Byron Buxton.
I do too,
I've
but
always liked him, man.
why does he look like he's like 70 years old? Like he looks like an old man. He really does.
All that stress in Minnesota for the last 10 years, probably, bro. That's all I can say. Like, I mean, they got him playing in an outdoor stadium now in damn April when it's still 30 degrees out there. I mean,
Hey, I love the man. Don't get me wrong. I love him, but
space. Hey, I like the Twins, man. I like Cal Raleigh as well from the Mariners.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Mariners too. I'm not gonna lie. That was my team growing up until they got rid of the big three. And then I liked Ichiro too. But I mean that home run derby is going to be fun. I'm going with the North Carolina boy though. I'm going with Cal Raleigh to win. He got what 39 home runs right now before the break. No, he has 38. He's one behind us the record that Bonds had. I mean, is he going to go for 70? Probably not. But
I don't know, man. I don't know. It could happen.
You're right. He is playing in a hitter's park.
Exactly.
T-Mobile is a hitter's park. But definitely, I'm excited, man. Him, Otani, and Judge are going to put on a freaking show in the second half of the season, I believe, and it's going to be fun to watch a little bit of baseball. And segueing into a little bit of fun with some dingers. Our strikeouts, they didn't hit many dingers in Pigeon Forge, I don't believe, this week. I ain't got no videos. Supposedly, it's playing at a 250-foot field, so I guess they couldn't hit any over there. So we're going to have to find them a smaller field, I guess, or hit some inside the park ones. I don't care. But shout out to the strikeouts, man. They went up to Pigeon Forge to play in the Cal Ripken 2025 Gold Rush. I'm waiting for their coach to get me some information. So it's going to be interesting to see how them boys do. And I think they only got like one more tournament left, so it was good for us to give back and help them out. Very, very proud of them young men. So we'll see how it goes. Then real quick, I don't know if you guys have noticed this week, but there was a lot of pro wrestling going on this week from Monday all the way and ending tonight. There was a wrestling show every single day. There was like 17 of them yesterday, with the length of the AEW All In Texas pay-per-view. But shout out to pro wrestling. It was fun. But we do got to talk about a couple of things real quick. There was an incident last night at Saturday night's main event during the LA Knight and Seth Rollins match, and it looks like Mr. Rollins may be legitimately injured. Uh, I hope not. I hope he's not, especially if it's his knee. And I believe that's the right knee is the same knee that he blew up about 5 years ago when he was the champion overseas. Um, he's the best thing going on Monday Night Raw for a heel right now. Um, I hope that it's nothing major. But there even more saddening news, or however you want to say that. Last night at All In, Adam Cole relinquished his TNT championship. He said that he has some health issues that are going to prevent him from wrestling any further. With all of the messages or tweets or whatever you see from pro wrestlers about Adam Cole, this is definitely something serious. And I am an Adam Cole Bebe fan. Um, I hope that it's nothing major that's life altering, life threatening. I hope that he has a speedy recovery. Uh, however, it, it's sad to think about that. Uh, he's battled some injuries these past few years with the concussion in the ankle, and they think that it was caused by a botched power bomb on the apron a couple of weeks ago. That it might be a concussion, but that's just a rumor mill. I'm not a doctor, just saying what the rumor is. I don't always believe the rumor mill, but when you watch that video of his head hitting and snapping on the side of the apron, it could be. But Adam Cole, we wish you nothing but a speedy recovery. Seth Rollins, I pray you're not hurt, because I eventually want to hear Netflix say Seth effing Rollins, as in the real F word. So, any thoughts on those?
Yeah. So first up, yeah, man, Adam Cole. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm hoping it's not a broken neck. Because I mean that happens to a lot of big time wrestlers. Um, but it may be that it's one of those where you've continually had concussions, and then the doctor's like, "Dude, you get one more, you're done. Like you're dead."
Yeah, like that
So
Daniel
it could,
Bryan rule.
right. So it may be something like that. But Seth Rollins last night, I watched it happen. At first, I was with the crowd. I was with like everybody on X last night, going, "It's gonna be where he just wanted to rest up and play this part, and then come out and cash in Money in the Bank and win the title." But he never. And then the way they ended it, it seemed like yeah, he definitely got injured. Um, and just the way it all broke down, watching it live, I was like, maybe no, he's going for the title. But then it was like, no, he definitely I think he tore it again. You could tell not from the one when he backflipped off the ropes. It was the move
The
before
one
that.
before, yeah.
You could tell that when he got up, that knee buckled really weird. So yeah, prayers up to both of them. Hope they get speedy recoveries. Hope everything's okay with Cole. But yeah, so yeah, it was fun. It was a fun day yesterday watching all the wrestling and the UFC after Saturday night went off. So yeah, it was good times. Yeah, my
Yeah.
boy, my Louisiana boy kept it straight, man.
I woke up and seen the video of him winning, and he does his signature. My balls are hot at the end.
Yep, my balls are hot.
Hey, that's a big dude. I would definitely not want to get in the ring with him. Hey, yeah, definitely shout out Adam Cole and speedy recovery, Seth Rollins speedy recovery. We hope that you both are happy and healthy as you can be. But wrestling is getting a lot here lately. It is a lot going on. Uh, and I ain't gonna lie, I did not watch All In. I was pretty busy yesterday. Shout out to Dr. Angela Riddle, PhD, my old OIC's wife. Graduated with her doctorate in psychology yesterday. and spent the day with them. So I didn't get to watch much wrestling, but it was fun. So shout out to Dr. Angela Riddle. She is a fighter for sure. She has to deal with my old OIC, so she's definitely a damn baller. So at the end of the day, wrestling was pretty fun. I read about the AEW All In, that it was a great show from start to finish. You know, so we'll see how it goes. The summer's going to heat up. We're on our way to SummerSlam now. But speaking of being on our way, we're going to take a real quick break. And before we take a break, Boudreaux is going to talk about Mike's 3D printing.
Yeah, it was brought to you. This episode is brought to you by Mike's 3D Printing. It's a veteran-owned, marine-run company. You can see the things that we have behind us. Like I have the turnover chains. Right behind the turnover chain is the Thor's hammer that Mike made for us. You can get custom gear for your teams, athletes, and fans everywhere. So thanks, Mike.
Yep, appreciate you, Mike, even though Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck. From trophies and turnover chains, like Boudreaux said, to personalized team swag, he's helped out a few guys. Mike's is the real deal. If you can dream it, he can print it. Check him out on his TikTok page that will be linked to our site soon. And we're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. We'll get started with the show. Thank you for hanging with the Chads this morning. All right, let's bring it back home. As summer winds down, we all start to shift back into school mode, our most favorite time. And for us ADs, that means new rosters, new teams, new coaches, but it's all about setting the tone for the whole year. When we end the school year on May the 31st or June the 1st, whenever, we only got 2 months to get ready for the next school year. So Boudreaux, how do you reset your mind to get ready for the new school year? What do you do?
So the first thing I do is I take a moment and reflect on what happened that year, what was good, what was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about in the past, like I get my coaches to fill out a form telling me what they'd like to see improve, how they felt their seasons went, and then I compile it all, sit down with the principal, and we talk about what can we do better. And he's an athletic guy, so he looks at stats like I look at stats, and where we can improve on not just wins and losses, just getting the community involved and everything like that. And then I start doing some research. Like I get with you, we talk about what you do, what I do. Get with some other ads, talk about what they do. Look online, read some stuff up, and just figure out where can the program get better, and where can I implement it that it's not going to cause. Because you don't want to implement everything all at once, and then it just goes to chaos. It's got to be slow, methodical, and it's got to be tiny bits here and there. So then I just start figuring out like what can I implement now? What can I change now? And usually I started with the last coaches meeting. I give the heads up at the last coaches meeting of the year. I give a heads up. Hey guys, this is what we're doing next year, and these are the reasons why we're doing it. I won't tell them how we do it most of the time, unless it's something major. Like if it deals with finances, you have to tell them how we're doing it. Yeah. But when it's like little things here and there, I won't say everything about it because I don't want them contemplate. I want them to enjoy their summer, whether they're doing summer workouts or they're going tour the world. But yeah, it's more of just figuring out what we need to do better as athletic directors, as athletic department, as coaches, as supporters of each other, as a school, to get the program where we eventually want it to be. And it never changes. You always have a goal. You're never going to fix. You're never going to get to it. But as long as you keep moving forward, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I reset. And you kind of did this too. You take your undisclosed G17 classified location. So the way I reset is, so I take, as soon as school's over with, I come in for the first couple of days of the summer just to make sure those new kids are good and all that. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But I take a reset by just coming home for about a week, just cutting my work phone off. I have my out of office response. if you truly need me on an emergency, you have my personal cell phone number. You call me, I'll answer it. It's fine. Um, but the way I like to reset is at the end of your coaching meeting. I tell my guys and girls, I'm like, hey, these are the things we did good this year. These are the things that we need to work on as a group. Like I'm not afraid to admit it. We need to work on supporting each other more as a whole. I mean, uh, our soccer teams need to have kids out in the crowd. I mean, they go out to the football games. How come a football team can't go to a soccer game? But it's things that my coaches actually they believe in. So it's nothing like I'm making them do anything they don't want to do. So what I do is I just keep it real simple for the coach at the end of the year. I tell them the things that we did really well, and then I just tell them the things I want to see us work on moving forward. Now, on a lot of times, we're up against the wall on some things that we just have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. However, the thing I tell everybody is we just got to endure and outlast. We have to make sure that we support each other. And if there's a time where you don't think I'm supporting you, come talk to me because, again, a lot of the things I'm telling you isn't, Springer sitting around in the office twiddling his thumb saying, how can I make Boudreaux's life harder today? It's not. It's things that I get passed down. And then, the state says one thing, the district interprets it another, and then the admin interprets it their way. So we're getting 3 different poop sandwiches for something that shouldn't be that bad, So just try to, just tell the coaches, hey guys, this is where we're at and this is what we need to work on. And, getting throughout the summer, I end up going in about once or twice a week just to, work on some things. Like this year, the big project was for every school, it's the school websites. We went to the new Parent Square system. We got to get the new websites ready. Luckily, a lot of my stuff was already done. So mine was like minor stuff. And I'm getting, emails. Hey, this guy hasn't worked at, this school in 3 years. I'm like, neither have I. I've been here for 2. I didn't
Right.
that's not my job, so, it's just whatever. And I think we had like one of your like student registration package on there. It was pretty funny. Not going to lie. But, it is what it is. And, it's just little things like that. And so when you're leading your athletes and your staff with the intention, of leading them and giving them the knowledge they need, how do you balance the pressure, preparation, and the people, like especially during the summer when you're not around much, like how do you still show them that you're around and attentive to them?
No, it's just that like you talked about, go in like once or twice a week. For me, I usually go in because we redid our weight room, so I go in there and I work out.
Yeah.
But it's usually once or twice a week. I usually go in through the front office instead of just going through the back door. I'll go in through the front office so everyone sees me. If anybody got to tell me anything, they can tell me what they need to tell me. I go and see, like, I'll at least go out and look to see who's out there practicing or in the weight rooms, and just say hey to the coaches, see if they need anything while I'm out. That's one way I do it. Another way is I check my email like maybe once a day, maybe. If it's something that I need to get to, I'll get to it. If it's not, then it'll just sit there. I mean, I'm not, uh, again, like we talked about, like the summer is my summer. Like I try to do as much as I possibly can to help out everybody, but I also need my time because we are the ones that are at that school during the school year, damn near 24/7.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I need to there's times where I need to just be like, guys, give me time. Like, please leave me to myself and my family. Like today, when we're done with this, my wife and I are going to take the daughter fishing because she's a Cajun, even though she was born in Florida. She needs to learn how to fish.
Oh, that's a rite of passage that way, right?
Yeah.
I actually thought the rite of passage for occasion was dipping your hand down in the pond and grabbing a baby gator like they would a fish. But
well, she already held a gator. She's already done that.
No, she's supposed to catch it with her hand though. Like I'm supposed to grab it and go. I thought that was the rite of passage, or missing a finger, because you get a gator.
Hey, don't worry about that. All right. No, because she asked it. Like we asked her what she wanted to do this summer, and she said one thing she wanted to do was go fishing, and I was like, absolutely, we're gonna go fishing. So today we're gonna go out fishing.
And you ain't gonna catch anything but a cold.
I know.
I hope you catch I hope she catches everything.
No, that's what I want. I want her
I
like
don't
because
want you to catch anything.
we're gonna go out to Lake Toho. It's got nothing but bass up in Lake Toho. I'm hoping she catches one bass so I can send it to my dad. Be like, ha ha, look what she got.
Oh, are you talking about Lake Toho as in Lake Toho or Lake Toho, the stock pond?
No. We're not gonna go to the stock pond behind the school. Nah.
Just making sure because
We're going to Lake Toho.
just making sure because they got a lot of bass in that pond supposedly.
They got a lot of bass in that pond.
Oh god, that could get us in trouble, but I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
Shout out school district of Osceola County.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we want to avoid burnout because I mean we can't get burned out in the summer because then we're going to be no good in the fall. And you hit the nail on the head about me time, and I try to make it clear with my admin and people there. Hey, two things. One, I'm not contracted over the summer, and this is going to sound very selfish, but any athletic director would agree. If you're not paying me, I'm doing what I want to do. Okay. And that might sound selfish, but let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have a problem working over the summer without getting paid. Boudreaux, you can attest to this. I worked every single day last summer, with the exception of the week of July 4th. I did not get paid anything until the beginning of the school year.
Yep.
This year, I probably worked, we'll say about 50% of the summer, maybe 50% of the summer. I did not get paid any extra. Now, we don't do this for money or anything like that, but let me clarify something. And this is where we're going to get on some toes on this one. I wear a red badge. That means I'm an instructional educator, which means I'm a 10-month employee, correct?
Yep.
So if I'm there during June and July, that means I am not an employee that is getting paid. Mm-hmm. So if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. I try to play in the sandbox the way I need to play in the sandbox, but there's certain times where I didn't want to do something because I'm focusing on what I have to do. Like this week, I literally have like 20 interviews. Next week, I got like 3 or 4 interviews, and I'm only going to be there 2 days next week. And then we're back the 28th, Right. But now I also got a lot of personal things going on. I had 2 deaths. We knew one, and then my grandmother passed away. Had a lot of things going on. I try to be very upfront with people. And, when you're texting me when I'm at funerals and stuff, I mean, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. But at the end of the day, I tried to avoid the burnout. It's going to be the hard part because come July 28th and August 17th or 15th or whatever that first Friday is of the school year, like we're going to get very busy. So
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, we from July 28th when the fall season starts until the end of school year, because I mean, what was it? Volleyball goes all the way up until basically the last week of school or the second to last week of school.
Yep.
Like, and if your team makes it, but
spring football goes until
spring football. Spring football for us was the second was the day of graduation was the week of graduation. So
I try to be nice to my admin and have my spring football game the week before graduation. I just try to be nice to them because they don't make me work graduation anymore. So it's an even trade off.
I was just saying, like from July 28th till that time, like it's the whole school year. We're there, damn near every night. We work until the last team goes home. Like it's for us, like give me a time to breathe. Like I get it. We ask a lot of our coaches, and we always know the coaches don't get paid enough. We don't get paid enough as athletic directors. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like we do this all year long, and we're making basically what the football coach is making. So give me my few weeks. Yeah, like we talk about. I'll still answer emails if they're important. Like if I deem they're important, not if you deem it. I deem. Yep. If it's something I need to hit on right away, like sometimes during the summer we may have a bill that needs to be paid. Okay, I'll forward it to the bookkeeper, but I'll check the email. So that technically is still me working. When you call me, you text me, that's me technically working. Now I'm not going in there, but I'm still working. When I go in there, like again, we don't get paid for it, and it's not. Yeah, we are being selfish about it, but it's also because the fact is that we've given so much time during the school year We give more time than anybody else in that school. Give us a minute to breathe, and that way we don't burn out.
Yeah, I totally agree, bro. Like my out of office response is on par with what it should be. Like it's literally, hey, you know, I'm gonna be out of the office until July 28th, 2025. I will periodically check my email. If I find it important, I will respond. If this is an emergency, please call or text me. And I say that because if you don't have my cell phone number, that means, in the words of Spider-Man, if you don't have my telephone number, then you're not important enough to have an issue with me. Therefore, if you don't have my telephone number, you don't have the importance of saying it's an emergency. I have two cell phones. You have both numbers. TK has both numbers. I think all the ADs in the district have both my numbers, with the exception of the ranch, because I don't think they have an AD yet. They might have one. I don't know. But, everybody has both the numbers. And, and to be honest with you, I'm thinking about just going back to one number and just saying screw it and just dealing with it,
That's
But
how I do it. I just go with my phone. I mean, it sucks.
I made a mistake when I had one though, man. It's embarrassing. I'll tell you off camera, but it was very embarrassing when I first moved to Florida. That's all I'm going to say, and that's why I got my second number. But at the end of the day, getting in, let's talk about that first whistle and what makes the fall season sports or the fall sports season special. We got our first practices. We got, team building moments. We have a lot of things going on. What's so exciting about that first official day of fall practice?
Well, it's a few things, right? Like we live for athletics, but like you hear it in the pros, you hear it in college. It's the same thing in high school. It's the same thing even in club sports and little league and things like that. It's that hope. Like,
yeah,
we hope we do better. Like you could see that we could do better. Now, will it happen at that moment? You don't know, but you can feel it. Like there's something. There's a new energy in town. You get the new kids come in, and that's a big part. Like seeing who the new kids are. When I coach soccer, my favorite day is tryout day, and everybody's like, "Why is tryout day your favorite day?" I was like, number one, I'm not coaching. I don't have to get hard on kids. I don't have to. I could just sit back. I could watch the kids enjoy playing the sport they love. The only goal in mind for them is to make the team. After that, then they get the goals. But it's the same thing with fall sports, man. It's that hope. It's that new resurgence. It's, hey, man, we're back. Let's go. Let's get it. It's the new kids, watching the new kids enjoy their time, putting the helmet on for the first time, going to the pool, getting in the pool for the first time. Yeah. Things like that whole scenario of being able to see all the kids, especially like I said, the new ones, the freshmen, the ones that transfer in, to see what they can offer and how much work does the coaches have to do. Because then you could balance it out from. To me, that's where a lot of people go year to year. Like where we ended this year, we're going to see where they are. Me, I like to go from first practice to first game to the last game to see where we started the season. Because last year it was a different team. This year's a new team. You got to see where you end, where you began, and where you end. That's where you can tell what kind of coaching staff you have and how they're preparing the players to be better athletes and better students.
Yeah, it's I love the first day, especially as a football coach. That first day was my favorite day, just because, just like you said, you get to see what you got. Hopefully that most of them was there in the summer, so you already knew what you had coming into it. But if not, it is what it is. I mean, you just got to play the cards how you dealt. And at the end of the day, for me, I literally now the AD, I'm there first thing, just to make sure, because I mean our practices on July 28th, we go ahead and we start acting like we're in school. We started our 2:30, 3 o'clock slot, and then we go from there. So I'm there, and what I make my kids do is every single kid that comes on that campus, they come and see me first. I have my trainer set up in the office. She has her spot, making sure they're medically cleared. I make sure they're academically cleared, and I put a black permanent marker X on their hand. That means they can go to their trials. If they don't get that black permanent marker, then there's an issue. And then we have to try and correct that issue. If it's a medical issue, hey, guess what, buddy? You better call your parents. So, a lot of our kids, and even our coaches, like they don't check their emails at the end of the year and they don't check their emails during the summer. And so a lot of our kids are still trying to go on the old Activate, and we're not using Activate this year. So I have put that information out there since April.
Right.
And it's out there to the world. And so it's unfortunate. I have to tell them your lack of planning doesn't constitute an emergency on my part. See you tomorrow. Make sure you get it done. But people like, oh well, he has a physical. Guess what? He might have a physical. He ain't got his sign off done. So that's what I do. I make sure that they're good. If a kid doesn't have a proper GPA, but I know he's in summer school and those grades won't update yet, then as long as he's medically clear, go out there. But there is a chance you might not play. But I'm also the dangle the carrot guy. If those athletes don't have a 2.0, there's nothing that says they can't be on our practice squad. They just can't be in uniform at a game. And at the corner of Pleasant Hill and Point Siena, we need to dangle the carrot a little bit more than most of the other schools, because some of our kids need the athletic world. So I'm a proponent in dangling. Now, if it's a 0.1, you out. go to OTEC. Figure it out. But so at the end of the day, I just try to make sure everything's organized, ready to go. Especially now being an AD, because mommy and daddy's coming up in there trying to talk to you too, and I tell mommy and daddy, hey, look, man, and let's kick out physical. I can't do anything. State law. I literally print out the state law about physical and all that, and I print out the SDOC policy about physical and EKG, and I'm like, hey, I can't do anything about it. Here's these 2 papers. Until it's done, it's done. And then you get those kids that think they can play wherever they want, and then I have to verify things and have to break their heart and be like, hey, if you come out here, 1, it gets my coach in trouble, and 2, it ruins your eligibility. You might want to go to where you belong. And that's why if you notice on any of my social media, I put disclaimers. If you're a non-traditional kid, then in parentheses I put non-Liberty student, you must be cleared by AD Springer first. So, so behind every game, there's a whole operation that nobody sees. We talked about it in the past. But before we get into that, we're going to shout out Oasis Health and Hydration for helping our veterans get the care and support they deserve. And, if you're dealing with your VA claims, if you just need guidance on health benefits, contact Lindsay over there at Oasis. You can reach out to her directly at oasishealthandhydration@gmail.com. Tell her that Chad sent you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us this morning. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. Shout out Oasis Health and Hydration and Mike's 3D Printing. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hanging with the Chads. I'm Chad Springer, joined as always by the greatest tag team partner ever, Mr. Chad Boudreau. We're talking about getting ready for, the summer, the end of summer, beginning of fall, getting ready for a new school year. And here we go. We're going to get into the old AD corner. We're going to talk about some preseason prep and chaos.
Chaos is the best word for it.
Chaos, baby. And it ain't even going to call it
It's not even control chaos. No.
It is mass chaos and hysteria. Look, there are so many things we got to deal with, whether it's facility checks, uniform orders, double booked buses, how we communicate with people, fundraising, So here we go. Let's talk about the logistics, Boudreau. Hey, when do you do your facility checks, Boudreau?
I do them once a week. Yeah. Like I do it every damn Monday, basically. Now, what's great about it is like once the season starts rolling, then you really don't have to do it as much, because like every Friday night, pretty much there's going to be a home football game, so you don't have to worry about that. You know the lights and the scoreboard are going to work because they worked the week before. Now, if something happens during that, then yeah, like I'll go out there check it during the week, but I'll check it. It won't be on a Monday anymore. It'll be like closer to game time. It might be Friday morning or Thursday afternoon when I'll go out there and check and make sure everything's running. Because we've had those cases where lacrosse game, we had one light bank come on, and then no light banks come on, and then two light bank. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, then yeah, that's number one. Checking those facilities, making sure they're up and running. I'm sure probably July 28th, I'll probably go out there and check them just to make sure everything's up and running.
Look, I'm worried about my new speakers still working, so I do a weekly check with them.
Yeah, they're supposed to come do mine this week, I think.
Hey,
I think it's
you're
this
gonna
week.
love that setup, bro. And I'm gonna tell you right now, hide the aux cord. Just tell them to hide the aux cord so the kids can't get a hold of it. That's up there. Just hide it and lock it up. You're not gonna need it. It's all Bluetooth. You'll be fine. Okay. But yeah, so whenever I paint my field, I always have the music playing over the speakers. So, and when I say paint the field, I mean the turtle painting the field. The speakers are always playing. But yeah, I do my weekly checks. My lights actually, when daylight savings time ends and it goes all the way to the spring, my lights get checked daily because part of our safety and security plan is I cut on the athletic lights so that people can actually see behind the school. So all the field lights are on every single morning. It's at like 6:45. So I can see if things are working every single day. So if I see lights out, I'm like, oh, hey, we got to fix this, buddy. Or y'all be playing a 4:00 baseball game real quick,
Right.
and nobody wants that. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, uniform orders, that's different. I don't have to do a weekly thing for that. I just know now I have to buy your favorite uniforms, so I might need to talk to you about that soon. A good style for them to use. Double book buses. I haven't even did my bus order yet. I'm going to do that this week though. I got to contact my vendor I like going through. I'm going to contact them and just get some quotes for our transportation. Luckily, we're not traveling too far this year. Next year, we'll see. We'll see if we go back in old district play next year. And Hardy's a long way, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it is.
DeSoto County is a long way. So we'll see. As for fundraising, I got one of our main fundraisers coming out there, the 28th. So I'm doing my coaching meeting on the first day of fall trials. They're all going to be back anyway. And even my winter coaches are going to come in too and go ahead and knock it out because we do our civility and athletics that day as well and all that. And, they're going to get lunch provided for them. So, 12:30, boom. Then guess what? It'd be less than 2 hours. They can start their tryouts, start their practices, whatever they want to do. But we just knock it out that day since we're all going to be there. No sense in waiting. But, behind the scenes, man, shout out my bookkeeper.
Yeah.
I tell her every single time I see her, man, please don't leave. I don't want to have 5 and 3.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we got some wild stories with our bookkeepers, man, but she is great. She's holding it down. My principal's executive secretary is holding it down as well. I just tell both of them, like, look, when it comes to athletics, I'll make sure y'all look good. You okay? I got my budget ready. I'm working on that. When I order gear, they get stuff too because they're needed. And even more importantly, my plant manager and our custodian crew that worked with athletics, man, I take care of those guys, man. They did some work this summer for athletics. That's all I'm saying. And football and volleyball is going to return the favor when they start moving stuff back in the classroom. He's going to give all my kids community service hours, because we're coming for that trophy this year. That's one of our goals this year. We're coming for that community service hours. I promise you we're coming for it. If we ain't going to get nothing else, we're getting that one. Okay.
Good luck, bud. Good luck.
Look, don't you worry about it. I got a plan and it's going to be immaculate. It's going to be the best plan ever.
Good luck.
Best course of action. So,
no, I'm with you, man. Like, yeah, shout out to the bookkeeper, principal secretary. Shout out to the ATC for always being there to help out with anything that needs to be done. By assistant AD, he's always there to help whenever needed. Thing is, I really don't ask a lot of him, but he's always there helping out. And actually, like my former secretary, who they took away from me this year.
What is that?
Yeah, right. And so she's up in the front office, but she still has rights. Like, I give her rights to still be able to clear kids. So some kids will go up to her and ask if they can clear them. So yeah, like, shout out to all the people behind the scenes that are working to make sure our athletic department keeps moving forward because,
Yeah.
I mean, trying to clear 900 and something kids running 30 different teams, man, it's with like as much money as we can possibly try to get. Yeah, like it would be hell for just you and I to do it all ourselves. And we like to think that we do a lot of work, which we do,
Yeah.
but they're the ones that make sure that we stay afloat. Because if it wasn't for them, we'd sink 100%.
Yeah. I just try to tell everybody, look, this ain't this might sound arrogant, but just when it comes to running the athletic department, there's a reason I'm the AD and you're not. Just if you want to make decisions, come talk to me. But
Right.
don't make decisions without conferring with me, especially when it comes to like facility rentals and stuff like that. Ran into an issue where someone approved a facility rental on a football day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to change that.
Yep.
Real quick. But it's either whatever, and logistics are all what they are, man. We've talked about this many times on logistics, but it I tell everybody it truly takes a village. Like I'm fortunate enough that I have teachers inside the building who are volunteering their time to come work my events.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
Amen.
getting paid. They don't want to get paid, and I also make them fill out a Google form that says they don't want to get paid. So I kind of CYA right there. But it is what it is. I need to protect the athletic department at the end of the day. But I tell them, I was like, what I'll do is I'll make sure you're fed, make sure you get gear, everybody, and you get to come to all the games anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You're not like you're really going to be working too hard. You're going to be, luckily the state law is changing. We ain't got to stand at every single gate now. But let's get into what really matters right now, and that is setting the standard early, Mr. Boudreaux. I've already said, my first team meeting is going to be the 28th with all my coaches. My first parent meeting will be the first Wednesday of the school year, because then there's no excuse for parents not to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So talk about what's your first team meeting advice, that you want to give, any ways to build the buy-in and the trust, establishing non-negotiables early, and what are some of your coaching or AD pet peeves? What needs to stop before week number 1?
All right. So number one, first team meeting. We usually do it during the teacher planning week. Only reason why is because I don't. Again, we do a lot of work without being paid for it, but I don't push that on anyone else. My thing is like, you're not me. You do what you do. I do what I do. So I'm not gonna push you to come in on a day off unless it's something like that. Immediately just said, like when they talked about the whole security issues that when they came up with the new every lock gate needs to be locked and all that stuff. I immediately that summer, but I didn't call everybody in. What I did was I just did a Teams meeting. I did it all online. Everybody logged in so we can all hear about it. So it was done online, and I recorded it so everyone saw that it was done.
Mm-hmm.
But it was done during the summer when people were off. So my mindset when it comes to dealing with people and not being paid and time off, for me, if I'm not getting paid, sometimes things got to get done, but I don't feel like I'm going to push that on everyone else. So mine's going to be the first week, teacher planning. But I usually have a theme to every year. Like last year, the theme was the revolution. I literally dressed up like George Washington to the meeting.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was funny as hell. But it was because, like, we got the two schools in the East that dominate everything, and then there's people at district that love those two schools a lot. Wow. So I decided that it was a revolution, and I had one of our coaches create like this little picture was from the Boston Tea Party, and we were throwing them into the harbor. Those two schools. Obviously, it didn't work, but it was fun. It had a lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people had fun with it. And it just made people like start to buy into it, the whole revolution thing. Building buy-in and trust, man. It's just it's just talking to people. I'm a horrible communicator. I will admit it. My coaches will tell you that. But there's times that it's not me that has the issue. I will say it and then move on. I don't repeat myself because we're all adults. We should take it and run with it. If not, look at the agenda. It's on there. So it's to build a buy-in. It's just talking to them and making sure like they all know who I am. Most of the coaches that are on staff, I coached with, whether it was I was coaching soccer at the time, I wasn't AD. So they all know who I am, and they all know they can all talk to me. They can come to my office. Some say it feels like I'm inappropriate, but that's just the Marine in me. Like you're not going to come to my office and start throwing shit my way without like let's have a proper conversation about what you're talking about. Don't come up to me with all the problems you have without any solutions. That's not going to work for me either.
Yeah.
So just if you have an issue, let's talk it out. Let's not just sit there and go, well, this is the problem, and then walk out. Like, no, we're not doing that. So, non-negotiables is playing kids that aren't cleared. That's the only non-negotiable I have. Like, you will not let a kid play if they're not cleared. If you do, that's your issue, and we're gonna have a problem. Now, one that started with sometimes, but it's just well, this no, dude. It's a not if they don't have that saying they're cleared. Now, the only thing is like if they're trying out, they are not paying their fees yet, which I don't let a lot of people know that, but they can still try out if they don't pay their fees because they might have other issues that they can't pay the fee to try out. But otherwise, they're not trying out. They're not playing. They're not doing anything. I don't care if it's if it's Alex Rodriguez trying out for the damn baseball team. It ain't gonna happen if they're not clear.
That would be a recruiting violation, though.
Yeah. So, and then my biggest pet peeve, and it needs to stop, is changing your damn schedule. That needs to.
That's
stop.
a bingo.
I am so tired. Like, and then they wonder, like, why didn't I get a bus, or why didn't we have officials? You changed your schedule. I sent this in 2 months before the season started, and now we're halfway through the season, and I'm getting 47 emails getting ready for the next season, and your email is stuck in there somewhere. Like, I can't just sit there and be like, oh, yes, please. Again, yes, when rain happens, we understand. Like, weather's going to affect things, especially here in Florida. We understand, like we have the hurricane last year. The amount of phone calls I had to take to change schedules and do everything for that hurricane that we had. Holy crap. Like, I was on the phone for 3 days trying to reschedule 3 football games because of the way we wanted to run it.
Yeah, I had that Saturday game too, right?
Yeah, we had a Saturday game. We had a Tuesday game and a Friday game. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. And it was like, I'm sorry, this is the way we got to do it just to keep it the way we want to. That way we don't go into that because we didn't know if the state was actually going to give us that extra week or not.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those are like my big things, man. Like that's my biggest pet peeve is changing of the damn schedule. Always.
So my first meeting, if the coaches are already having coaches, practice, they're going to be there. I have a few off-campus coaches, and I'm hiring a few coaches right now. So a lot of my off-campus coaches, they make their schedule work. So they'll come in. The buy-in and trust, man. This is going into now year 3 at the corner of Pleasant Hill and Point Siena, and we made some progress. There's still a lot more to go. Now, Boudreaux, you can attest. It's night and day difference than the first day I took over, and now it's 100%. Going in a positive direction.
Yeah, it is.
That buy-in and trust is just because it's stability, man. Like, I don't mind having grown folk conversation, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to, excuse my language, bitching and complaining. Look, if that's what you want to do, look, bro, bye. Like, there's no sense in that. Just because you don't get your way, just because something like, just literally, we all have to work together. We all just have to work together, and the majority of my coaches, they're great. I don't have many issues with my coaching staff other than right now I'm trying to find some coaches. So if anybody want to come coach, come on down here. Would be great. But man, it's just being honest and upfront with them. That's the biggest thing. And I give them the information as they need. I will send them an email over the summer. I know they're not going to read it. So I'm going to send them a quick text like, hey guys, this is what changed. This is what needs to be done. My non-negotiables earlier are similar to yours. We're not playing kids that ain't cleared. We're not letting kids that ain't cleared practice. And if they ain't our kids, they ain't going to be here. Don't talk to them. I'm saving your money and our money at the same time. My pet peeves, schedule changes. When I send the schedule to the assigner, I say literally, if any schedule changes are made, will come from me directly. I put the coaches on the email so they can see I sent their schedule. And so they see what I say. And I tell the coaches, don't change your schedule once I send it. Because then I got to change GoFan. I got to send match preps. I got to do every little thing. Don't change it. It's done. That's your schedule. Oh, we want to add a game. It better be away. It ain't going to be home.
Mm-hmm. Then even in that case, you got to get a bus. And it's like, come on, man. Keep it where you can drive yourselves.
Yeah, literally. And one of my other pet peeves is chain of command communication. Don't jump me on the communication truck. Don't go directly to another AD. Stay in your level. If you're a head coach, email the head coaches. If you're an assistant coach, you should not be communicating about the team. And I say that because the head coach needs to know what's going on with their team. Because I shouldn't be blindsided in my head. If you're my head soccer coach, Boudreaux, I shouldn't come up to you like, hey, man, why'd Jimmy send that email? And you'd be like, oh, no, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, great. Now you're blindsided. What are you going to think about old Jimmy and Johnny? You're going to be upset with them, right?
It also goes downhill too, right? So I don't talk to my assistant coaches. I talk to the head coach. The head coach's job is to get it to the assistant coaches. Mm-hmm. I have not once sent an email to any of the assistant coaches. When I send out my coaching emails, like saying, hey, we're going to have a meeting this day, make sure your assistants are there. That's on you as the head coach to get your assistants there, not me.
Yep. So when I have our district AD emailing a coach that I don't know about, and he's literally saying, you might want to talk to your AD, and this coach is still not getting it, it's frustrating. Mm-hmm. I am a big proponent on chain of command communication. If you got a question, come see me first. If I can't answer the question, I'm going to get you the answer for you. Just, don't jump me. I had a coach go and email the state director for his sport one time.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you ain't drinking, buddies. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it was over something crazy that I already proved that we did. All it was what their district was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro, here, I can send it to you. But it's whatever. Yeah, that's my pet peeves, is don't jump me in the communication. Like, you go talk to Dr. Harris, our principal all day long. If you're a teacher, talking to her about education. Don't go talking to her about athletics. Because she doesn't know the first thing truly about, like, everything that we do. No offense to her. I mean, she has 18,000 other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't be coming to me, talking to me about things like that. Chain of command communication is what it's all about. And then them non-negotiables, man, don't have a kid here that ain't ours. There's been an issue in the past where, we got so many non-traditional kids, and they think just because their school don't have a sport that they're automatically going to come here. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't work that way. I got to find out where you live.
Yep.
Oh, my brother comes here. Well, congratulations. I know where your brother lives. You might live with another parent.
Yep.
And what
just do things the legal way. Just do things the legal way, and you have nothing to worry about.
That's crazy because whenever I say something, I'm like, what people don't understand is I actually contact the schools and the ADs, and I get their official home record address. That's how I figured out that baseball issue 2 years ago. That was a debacle right there.
Right.
But luckily I did my research because I saved a lot of people some headaches. Well, I saved the corner of Point Siena and Pleasant Hill a lot of headaches.
Right.
But I'm not going to jeopardize my job or your job. And that's what the coach need to understand too, man. It's just come to me. Let me make those decisions. Because guess what? If you're not making the decision, that means you're not being held responsible. That means when I go sit in front of the state, I don't have to say, hey, Coach Boudreaux knew I was doing this, man. He needs to be here too. So we're about to launch into another year impact, both on and off the field. but let's land this plane on down. Whether you're a coach, you're an athlete, a teacher, a trainer, bookkeeper, anything, this time of the year is a gift. Let's don't waste it. Don't waste the opportunity to lead, grow, and make an impact. I got some plans this year to grow and lead. And Boudreaux, we're going to end this show the only way we know how. And how is that, Boudreaux?
Be better.
Hey, be better. If you get 1% better today, you're going to be 1% better tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chad Springer, joined as always by the great, amazing Chad Boudreaux. Thank you for hanging with the Chads. Thank you for your support. Have a good day.